In this video, we will look at transformations of the parent function y equals x. The parent function of y equals x is just a line that goes right through the origin, through the middle, and it has a slope of 1 over 1, which is just 1. Okay, so this is the parent function. And then when we're looking at transformations, we look at two things. We will look at the slope, which is the m. The slope tells me the steepness of the function. So basically, when you have a line right here, if it's steeper, it goes closer to like this, to the y-axis. If it's less steep, it would go closer to the x-axis, something like that. Okay, we'll look at closely for that, but basically that is what the slope tells me. And then you also have another type of transformation, which will be the vertical. Basically, the y-intercept, does it move up or down? Okay, it tells me if it goes up or down. That's it. So let's see what we have here. We have let f of x equals x and g of x equals 4x plus 2. Choose the two correct statements below to compare the graph of g of x. So the g of x is shifted either up or down from the f of x. You can see that it is shifted up 2. Okay, we will look at this again using Desmos. So, but for now, I'll just say shifted up from the graph. I don't have to say 2, just up 2. And then it is steeper or less steep. I'm not too sure. Let's go ahead and graph it at this point. So when we're graphing this, I want to go ahead and look at both the parent function and the function. So you have f of x equals x. So there is the graph of the parent function right there. Oh, where's my mouse? Okay. Notice it's going right through the middle, and then it's going just straight up right there. And then let me put the g of x equals 4x plus 2. So I know it moved up because the y-intercept shifted up 2. And then it's definitely steeper because look, it's going closer to the y-axis, so it's going to be steeper. And that's it. Okay. Steeper. If it was not steeper, if it was less steep, this the slope would be something like as a fraction like that. See how it's less steep because it's going closer to the x-axis. Okay. All right. Here's what we have here. It says Jennifer babysits after school and charges a flat fee of $3 plus $5 per hour. Let H stand for the amount of hours Jennifer babysits, and W stand for the total wages she earns. Which graph corresponds? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and write this in slope-intercept form first. So you have y equals mx plus b. Even though it's telling me to use h and w, I'm not going to use that because I want to go ahead and graph it. So this is the slope. So the slope is always the rate, and she's charging $5 per hour, so that's going to be my rate, plus a flat fee of $3. So 3 will be my y-intercept. Anyway, that is my equation. So when I want to find the graph, let me go ahead and graph it in Desmos, but notice that the window is different. The window that I'm seeing here is not the same as the window that I have here. So if you want to, you can change the window in Desmos and then just kind of find a better graph, because at this point it looks like it could be A or B, but since the windows are different here, let me change that. So to change the window, you're going to go to the setting, and on my x-axis is going from -5 to 45, so I'll go ahead and put that. On the x-axis, -5 to about, actually I'll go up to 50. Yeah, I'll go up to 50. And then on the y-axis is going from -5, I'll go ahead and put 45 for that. -5, oops, not negative, -5 to 45. All right, well, there you go. I think it's A. It's going through 3, it's going through 3. Oh, this one's going from 5. Okay, yeah. So it's going to be A for sure. Okay. All right, select the correct answers. Let f of x equal x and g of x equal 6x minus 1. Choose the, or complete the statements to compare the graph. So similar to the first one we did. So if you notice that whenever they use the word shifted, it's always talking about the vertical shift, either it's up or down. Since it's negative, I know it's going to go down. Okay, we'll confirm it using Desmos, but for now we'll do that. And then the steepness of the graph comes from the slope. So this is not a fraction, so this is definitely going to be steeper. Okay, but let me go ahead and graph it and make sure in Desmos. So you have f of x equals x. There's my parent function. I'll go ahead and press the home button so I can get it back into normal view. And then you have g of x equals 6x minus 1. Yep, it's definitely steeper. See, it's going closer to the y-axis. All right, number 4. All right, this one's a little bit more complicated, but look, let me, even though I don't have the f of x equals x graphed on here, but I know what that looks like. It's going to go through the origin and it's going to have a slope of 1, so it's going to go right through there. Okay, right through there. All right, definitely it's shifted up, right? The g of x is shifted up. We see that, but look at the way that it's asking me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a couple of things here. So the f of x, we know that it is just x, which means that the slope is equal to just 1, and then the y-intercept is equal to 0. And then the g of x, I don't have a function, but I can figure out what the slope is by just counting, since I know how to do that. So the slope here is up 1 over 2, so 1 over 2. And then the y-intercept is at 2. Okay, so, okay, let me go ahead and write it out. So it's basically going to be 1 over 2x plus 2. Okay, that's all fine, but let's look at how the slope changed and then the y-intercept changed. Okay, the slope, if you notice, it's 1/2. It's 1/2 the slope of f of x. Okay, and then over here the y-intercept is, it's not times 2, because 0 times 2 is 0. So the way to go from here, it's we added 2, or it's 2 more than, where is it, 2 more than the y-intercept right there, okay, of f of x. So yeah, that's what that is. Thanks, guys.